In this video, we will be passing by reference to a function instead of returning values from a function. This code is going to be working on the program that we wrote in video title C3, where it says a function that returns the product of two numbers. That's the exact code from that past video. What we have is a function that returns the product of two numbers. That return type is a float. We then capture the float value into a variable called product, like this. But what if we actually wanted to pass in product instead of making that function return a value? Let's make it void. Okay, so let's make it void. And then what we want to do is we want to pass product like this. And then instead of returning a value, we want to change the value of product. We'll say, okay, now product is equal to number 1 is equal to number 2. And we'll change the way we, our product is equal to 0. We give it an initial value, and this function no longer returns a value. So call the calculate product function and store, so this changes, passing number 1, number 2, and product as arguments. Everything else remains the same. I'm just going to come here, declare and define a function that changes the value of product. The value of product. That's it. Nothing changes. And let's see how this program now works. So if I put in two numbers, 4 and 4, it's still telling me 0. Because what happened is, at this point, what we've actually done, we've passed all these variables by value. And what that means is we actually just passed in copies of them. So whatever happens here, these are just the copy of their values were passed. But these variables are actually only, whatever changes we do to them is only visible within this block. So whatever changes we do to product inside this block will only be local to this function. So the fix would be to use pointers. When we use a pointer, so let's make this a pointer. When we use a pointer, what we do is we will be able to modify the value at the memory location that pointer is pointing to, which is also the original value. And then to actually work on the original value, we need to dereference the pointer inside the function so that we can change and modify the value that it's pointing to. So the fix is to basically pass by reference, change the value. So to pass by reference, we use pointers. We use a pointer to change the original value of product. Okay, these are still passed by copies, like by value, but we don't need to change the original values of these. We only need to change the original value of product. So we only use a pointer for the product variable. Now, the other thing that we need to do is we also need to send the address of the product variable. Okay, so here, passing in number 1, number 2, and the address of product as arguments. Let's compile and run and see how this works. So let's do 4 by 4, and now we get the value or the variable actually changing even after we come out of this function, because we are now working with the original value by using pointers. I hope this helped you understand how we can pass by reference and how we were able to change the original value, and how we are still passing by value for some of these variables that we don't want to work or change or modify. So yeah, I hope this helped you, and I'll see you in the next one.